Hello there. What is going on, everybody? We are at Adepticon, and we are getting a very early sneak peek at a brand new game. This is called Precipice. This is an alpha. This is very early prototype. But this is a mech combat game, and this is brought to you by some familiar talent that you might know from X-Wing and other games at Fantasy Flight. Max Brooke has brought this out for us to look at, and Max is even being helped by some other folks like Michael Gurnis, who also works with him on Star Trek Into the Unknown, and you know, from Fantasy Flight games, from Star Wars Armada, Star Wars X-Wing, and lots of games over there. And so now we are hitting the ground. We're not in spaceships, but we are in mechs, and we're going to show you a little bit about this game. It's doing a lot of really interesting new concepts, both with mech building. This is a miniatures agnostic game, although we do have some miniatures here. You can use all kinds of different stuff. There's a lot of really cool things that we're going to talk about in this video. We'll show you how to build a mech, and we'll go into the gameplay a little bit and give you an early look at Precipice. All right, so we've got cards that we're going to use to build our mech. And if I just showed you this card, it might not look like you know what you're looking at right away, although it does say chassis on there. And basically, this is going to be the center part of our mech.
The core.
The core, yeah, absolutely. And there's different little symbology on here. We're going to talk about that a little bit, because we can take something like this, which is a right leg, and that can fit on right here. Max, am I doing this right?
You are doing that exactly right.
Okay, so what if I wanted to, in theory, take this right leg and stick it coming out of my my shoulder? Is that the right symbol, or do I have the wrong symbol there?
So you'll notice two things. First of all, the symbol isn't radially symmetrical anymore.
Okay.
If you do it like that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
So that means it's disqualified. The second thing is that all text must be facing the same direction.
So I couldn't ever have this upside down.
So you can't put the leg on top of your head upside down. No.
Okay. Well, that is good to know. So I could put those legs on there, and theoretically there could be different types of legs, or track or spider legs or what have you. Okay, so now this is
big old snake tail.
Right. Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah, I could easily see it. That's a really nice idea. Do we have a butt on here if I flip it over? No, if I flip it over, it's damaged.
Yes,
right?
So that's the damage side.
All right, so what's the differences between damage? Is it the power?
Yeah, so you'll notice that the power output is a little different on the damage side.
Okay, and that's going to be these symbols here, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if I look at this leg, for example, he's got 2. If I flip him over, are these hollow? Is that the hollow symbol?
Yeah, that means that basically is showing you that if it wasn't damaged, you would have 2 power, but because it's damaged, you have 0 there.
Okay, and all of these things, these are different actions or different things that it can do, right?
Correct, those are the actions. And we'll get into how actions work in a minute.
Oh, and then look, it's also strain, which we'll probably talk about that more later. And then these other things that we're seeing on here, these are different, basically slots for upgrades. And where once we get the mech, you know, the bones of the mech built, then we can put some upgrades on there. So I've got an arm here. This one's going to go here. Do the cards have to actually fit? For example, if if this joint were here and it had to overlap like that, would that be legal?
Yeah, that would not be legal.
Okay. Well, that is.
The cards do have to fit, with a little wiggle room on the early prototypes.
Okay, because this one would probably just be a half a card, right? Or would just be.
I think it's probably slides under.
Okay, well that works. That look at that. This is the head. Now I noticed something, that the top here of the chassis, it has this symbol for a head, but it also has a triangle symbol here. Does this mean that I don't have to have a head?
Yeah, if you wanted to have a mech that didn't have a head, or its head was sort of built into its torso, you could put gear on instead of a head part.
Or or I could put plating on here. Would that be legal?
Because that's put an extra ablative plate on there.
Oh, that fits. Oh, that is very cool. So we have a lot of options on physically how we want to build these. So even if I want to, you say this is miniatures agnostic. So if I were to take some building blocks like Lego or something like that, and I wanted to make my mech physically look like however I'm building it here, I can totally do that.
That would be a good way to do that.
That's a great, or clay, and this way if you get blasted, you can literally literally put bullet holes in it.
Yeah, you could.
Oh, yeah.
I did a lot of that as a kid.
Oh yeah.
With like modeling clay and Sculpey and stuff. I was very into building robots back then, and I guess I still am.
Wonderful. All right, so we've got the skeleton kind of built. This middle symbol here, this is for our pilot, correct?
That's your cockpit.
Okay, so this is This is very cool. All right, so we have a test pilot right here. who also has a wounded side, right? Is this, okay, so he's got 6 strain on there, 3 strain here, so I'm guessing this is the regular side.
That's the regular side.
Okay, so we're going to slot him in right here. Now, I think we talked a little bit. Now, these symbols that are going to be on here are the different like cards
Inputs.
that has different inputs. Okay,
Yes.
and then we're going to see those through the form of cards, which we'll look at in a little bit.
Correct.
So not all pilots necessarily will be the same. There could be some pilots that offer different capabilities, or are better or worse at this type of mech, or a different type of mech, or what have you.
Your pilot also has 2 stats,
Okay.
reflexes
Okay.
on the bottom left,
Okay.
and nerves on the bottom right, and those change in the injured state.
Oh, when he's injured, his reflexes go up, but his nerves go down. Oh, so he can be a little bit faster. He's in fight or flight mode right now, but he's also freaking out. Yeah. Okay.
Well, pilot psychology is so important to different, mecha games that we wanted physical and sort of like overall well-being to play into that.
Okay. Now upgrades are on smaller cards currently in this prototype. So we've got a pneumatic sledge here. Now, because of where the symbols are, they have to match up, right? So, for example, if I have like in this arm, I've got a circular symbol or sort of an octagon symbol. If I put this here, I'm blocking out the circular symbol. So would I be able to also put a circle there?
If you weren't blocking it, you would. So if you selected something that didn't block it, like say that
I've got
integrated
something right over here.
energy over there.
Okay, so let's take the other arm. I've got this integrated heavy machine gun, and I could put this on either side, but let's say I put it on this side, I have enough room for this shield that can go right here.
Correct.
And connect into there. And I couldn't flip those, do it vice versa, because again, you can't overlap, and I couldn't do it upside down because they have to be, text still has to be oriented the same direction. Okay, so we'll do that. We're gonna outfit this guy with some cool upgrades. We have also slots on the feet. We can put some ablative plating on the feet. I like this card because this one has different symbols, so I have a lot more options on where I want to put plating. Although I'll notice that my head doesn't have, since I'm giving it a head, I don't have any options. I can't put this up here because there's no symbol. So it's like a choice of, do you want armor or do you want a pretty head? Do you want for looks or function here? Well, I mean, I guess you're getting function through the head also, because the head gives you some extra things that it can do. So
the head gives you a couple action options. The head also can serve as, it too can be ablative, depending on the circumstances.
And you do have certain things over here as well. So there's definitely more options for upgrades almost everywhere you look. I could even put this ablative plate on one shoulder. So I'm going to say I'm going to have an armored shoulder right there. And so this is kind of how we're building our mech, and I am ready to kind of have it take the battlefield.
All right.
So we've deployed within 12 inches of the side of the board, and what we're going to do is we're going to use cards. Now, the cards, again, these are from our pilot, tells us what type of symbols we have, and we're going to use these symbols. There are also numerical values applied to them. So I have these 3 selected, and I'm going to set these down face down in the order of this one first, then this one, and then that one. And we'll explain what happens. Sean has some selected as well. Now, from what I am understanding, it's optimal to go with 3. So I'm gonna go 1, then 2, and then 3. And so. And when we're going to reveal the first one at the same time. So are you ready?
Yep.
All right. And we'll go ahead and flip. And so you revealed a 1, and I revealed a 3. So the lower number can go first. And I'll just show you guys his 1 is going to look like this. It basically, you can do nothing and it can go back to your hand, or you can go ahead and do a normal input with it. What are you going to do?
I'm going to steer. I'm going to put using useful power. I'll put that there because I want to kind of angle my gun in a little different direction.
Okay. And see, also at the head, right here, the steer action has the same symbol that's on there, and it can adjust your facing. And we're using, and that's that. Now, is steer just changing where his momentum is going, or does that actually reorient
Changes your
them?
momentum. So to steer, you actually need to reveal both of the symbols on there, because that's a 2-symbol one. So let's pretend you'd reveal.
I see.
2
So
of
that
them.
would have been like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you reveal both of those matching symbols, and you resolve that.
Oh, so then he changes his.
And you go ahead and place those next to the part you used, so your head.
Okay.
So the card will go onto the part you used, and that could be referenced by other things on the card. I revealed this symbol 3. Now, this symbol is usually used for movement-based abilities, and this is going to be everything from running to jumping to even swinging a weapon in some cases. I'm going to go ahead and show you my leg here. So I can do stride here, or I could do a jump. And this is going to be how much power I have. And that's going to be both the power symbols on here as well as the joint that they're connected to. So in this case, instead of just moving the camera over to here, it connects right here. And so I've got 3 symbols there and then 2 symbols here. So it's a total of 5. So that gives me up to 5 inches of movement that I'm going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and set this card over here. Now, how long does the card stay there?
It's going to stay there until the end of the burst. The burst is this chain of inputs.
Okay.
So you'll go through doing your actions, and then once you hit you've both done your last card, the burst will end, and you'll do some things like resolve momentum, and then you'll get cards back.
Okay. Now, currently, I also have a momentum tracker, but it started out in the default position of straightforward. Right. So now I will go ahead and move. I have up to 5 inches. I'll go ahead and move 5 inches.
Move your momentum tracker first as a tip. Drop that anywhere in your front arc.
Oh, okay. Oh, so I could, is it a 45-degree front arc?
Yeah, so it's your 45-degree front arc.
Okay.
Which, on your case, you've got the little base
Does it still have to be facing the same way? So I couldn't face it that way.
Correct. It has to be facing in a line that the front point and the back point of your vector marker must go in a straight line through the center line of your base.
Okay, so
or close enough.
So it's going to go about right there. So then
Perfect.
I'll go. So I kind of shimmy a little bit.
Yep.
All right.
And then when you do that, you lock that to your front point.
Okay.
And since you've got a base that we just quickly put an indicator on using a little gray tack,
sure.
You've got that. With the sort of the full base setup, you'd have the.
Sure.
The
If you think about like how X-wing bases have those those arc symbols permanently on there, that's kind of how you envision the final bases to be to have some of those indicators or for arc lines or something like that.
Yeah, for anything that's sort of like a more competitive game. For
Sure.
casual play, you don't even have to use a circle base, strictly speaking.
Okay.
You can put one of those indicators on a square base or a hex base or
Okay.
whatever.
You could even use an X-wing base if you wanted to.
You could if you wanted to.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll have certain gameplay ramifications that for a more competitive game you would want a more precise base.
Sure.
But
But for a casual play, use whatever you got.
Exactly.
And enjoy yourself. Okay.
Exactly. You don't have to rebase your thing that's on an oval base necessarily.
That makes sense. Okay, wonderful. All right, so now we've each done an action, and now we're going to reveal the next one. And again, the lower number will go first. He's got movement. He's got the same one that I did, which is a 3. I have this break button, which is a number 2. So what would have happened? This also would have increased my momentum to 3. So we would have put a die on there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we've got that right there. And now I can, because let's talk about momentum a little bit. Like currently I'm running forward.
Yep.
I have a momentum of 3 because I ran, that was the maximum that it could be. If I had run like maybe only 2 inches, I'm assuming my momentum would have only been 2.
Yeah.
So momentum has a maximum. If it has a maximum, it'll be printed. But if I run faster than that, since I ran 5 inches, it would just, if my max was 5, I would have had momentum of 5. But in this case, I had a momentum of 3. If I didn't do anything else, at the end of the round, I would continue to move in the direction.
Slide forward.
Like 3 more inches?
And it's in that exact direction. So you would draw a straight line through the center of your base, those 2 points.
Okay.
Move your thing out 3 inches.
Okay.
Tick it down to 2 because it reduces.
Momentum would only go down by 1.
It would only go down by 1.
Okay.
And then you'd move that distance.
Okay, excellent.
So it's kind of hard to get up to speed. Once you're at speed, it takes a little bit of energy to get down. But you're braking, so you're going to reduce your speed a little bit.
Sounds good. All right, so I've got the brake card here, or actually the shield card. This is a shield symbol. And what I can do is I can also use this brake symbol. Now, since I already activated this leg with the stride, I could is nothing stopping me from activating the leg again?
You can activate it again.
Okay.
That could have consequences later, but you can freely do that.
All right,
However,
but there's also, that symbol also exists here. Now, I wouldn't be able to do melee because I don't have another one of these burst symbols because I already used that to run. But I could use my shield to brake. Now, this would only slow me down by 1, correct? But the thing is, I also have this guarded symbol here. So while the shield is assigned to this, I'm using the shield and I can be protected. So what I imagine in this case is my guy is kind of, he's skidding forward and he slams the shield into the ground to kind of slow his skid.
I love that
and then,
image.
And then while the shield is slammed into the ground, he's slowing down a little bit,
That's very
but
good,
it's
though.
in front of him. And it's also protecting him.
Exactly.
That is a really cool. Oh man, yeah. I'm almost envisioning like art. You know, there's not enough room on here for card art right now. You know, but if you ever get to that point, I could totally see. You know, oh man, I can see it. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Especially this guy doing that, just digging that arm into the ground, sliding forward. That's the movie trailer right there.
Momentum.
So I'm going to reduce my momentum to 2 here, and now you get to go because I had the lower number. So you have a 3, and you can move or you can jump.
I'm moving.
You're moving.
That,
All right, here's your
All right,
range.
so you move that over into that left arc, so you can drop that anywhere in that arc.
So anywhere. Oh, this arc or.
Actually, because you're right on the edge, you can choose whether you want to go through this arc or this arc.
Real quick, when I steered, could I have basically gone anywhere in that arc, or is it by the little dots?
It's by the dots.
Okay,
so
it's by
the
dots.
steer
Okay.
is the number of dots you're allowed to move.
Got it. And so is it basically this arc right here?
Actually, so it's because you're on the edge, you can decide if you want to go into your front arc or if you want to go into your side arc.
I'm gonna go to my side arc a little.
All right,
Oh, okay. Oh, you're going to shimmy. You think I'm going to shoot you.
drop that down.
He's trying to get some cover.
Yeah.
He's a smart
And
guy.
then you'll move that up, and you will hit that center point.
Oop.
Actually, so you're gonna shimmy sideways a little bit more because
this
you're gonna
way?
go into the center point of the side arc. So spin like this.
I'll spin. Oh,
Other way.
other way?
Oh, facing
If
that
you
way.
want to go, yeah.
like
So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, lock
Oh,
that,
right
that
there.
white dot
Oh,
there. Yeah.
so you kind of pivot as you steer.
So you're facing me if I do come around right here. And you're at momentum 3.
Yes.
momentum.
Okay.
Set your
Look,
momentum
now,
to 3.
when it says max 3, is that just the max momentum that I can get per move?
Yes. So your movement can go up to 6. 6 is the maximum momentum you can have on
Okay.
these mechs.
Okay.
Future mechs, maybe higher.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, they do make dice that go higher than 6.
It's true.
All right, and we're ready for our last action here. I've got a 6 here. Oh, you have a 6 too.
Okay. Who has higher momentum?
I do.
You does.
Then you're going first.
Oh, because I slowed down.
So
I'll tell you a secret. I actually played that 2 shield by mistake. I meant to shoot, and I think I grabbed the wrong card. So, but you moved out of the way, so it was a fortunate mistake.
That was a fortunate
So,
mistake.
like programming, the programming aspect of this is really interesting because sometimes even you never know what they're going to do. So even if you misplay it, well-laid plans never survive first contact with the enemy, right?
And you do have a tool to deal with misplays if you need to. If you play a card and you don't want to have played it, you can cancel it. To cancel it, you put 1 strain on your pilot.
Okay.
And you take the card back into your hand immediately, and you don't resolve it.
So you wouldn't have to do that for the 1 because the 1 it
That
automatically
one
lets you.
freely pop
Now
back,
also
yeah.
just for the 6 here, this one I can resolve or repeat an input. So I can do a specific that has this symbol, or I can repeat anyone that I've already assigned to a component, so I can run again.
You can run again,
Okay.
which might be a good play here.
I think
Try to
so.
close that distance.
I think
So
so.
is my momentum increased to 6 now?
So
Or it's still 3?
If you're running again,
Yep.
then you're going to increase your momentum by another 3.
Is-
It'll be at 6.
unless you're only moving 2 inches, for example, then
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Now I'm moving the whole 5.
You're
All
gonna,
right.
Yeah, and I'm going to also do something very, very similar. So I'll let you go do your movement first. Actually, that's a good thing about having lower momentum. I get to see where he goes, and then I can match. Oh man, this is
So
getting.
lower momentum is a little bit more reactive, but
Yeah.
it doesn't get to resolve first. So there's pros and cons. Because if you're
Early game, it's actually smart. I accidentally had like maybe the perfect opening
So
play.
for strain, I put that 1 dice right there on the strain. Does that make sense?
yes,
Or-
so you put 1 die there.
Okay, once we're done with this round, I'm going to ask you about strain because
Yes.
I want to know what that does. All right, so did you move already?
I did.
Oh, okay. Oh, I didn't see you move. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm going to set this thing out 5 inches. Can I see the?
Two tables.
No, that's okay. We can share. We're sharing, fellas.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna go about right there, and this will go up to 5. And boom.
There you go.
All right. Okay. So we're closing the gap.
And then that gets assigned to the part you used.
Also to the leg.
And grab one of those D6s to put a strain on that part because of that card's effect.
I didn't know it did that. Oh, I'm gonna have to contact the warranty. Yeah. All right. So I got a
So
strain.
you'll notice the strain limit on that card is 3.
Okay.
So that means once there's 3 strain on it, it becomes damaged.
Oh. Okay.
And the strain clears.
How do I clear strain?
Right now, in this specific game,
Yes.
you don't.
Oh. Okay.
Now, there
I
will
was,
be-
I was thinking if I just don't move for a turn, would it naturally go down?
There will probably be upgrades that let you do that, but by default, strain just builds up.
Oh.
Okay, it makes
Okay. So
impactful choice.
so let me ask you this: if my leg breaks, how do I fix it?
In this specific game,
You don't.
you don't.
Oh my god. Okay. Well,
But between
Yes.
encounters in a sortie, you will
Yes.
have the opportunity to repair parts. Also, potentially, you could find a spare leg on the battlefield and have an upgrade that lets you attach it.
and in theory, by using my arms, I could use this this interact action, which is I imagine that if I wanted to, grab a spare arm and stick it in an empty socket, interact would be the way to do
will
that.
cover that,
So
yeah.
it's very open in that it allows for a lot of cool things. So that's the end of the first round. So now all of these cards, how do we do? What happens next at this point?
All right, so we're resolving the end of the burst stuff. So the first thing that happens at the end of the burst is we resolve momentum. So whoever has the higher momentum, which is
6 to 5.
Sean. So Sean is going to do a momentum move. A momentum move is like a regular move, except that you just have to go in a straight line wherever that vector marker is
You don't have
pointing.
that wiggle room in
You don't
arc.
have the wiggle room.
Okay.
Because you're just going.
Oh, he might crash into something.
Well, he's going that way.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because he was running sideways. Oh, I got to get a better angle on this.
So you're still going pretty
So he
fast.
was running this way. So he's actually sliding. He was trying to juke me so bad he slid. Oh man, it's a good thing he didn't topple over. Yeah. All right. So I'm running straight ahead. So as he jukes that, but now this is a time where having a higher momentum might be better because he already knows where I'm going to end up. You can start to predict where somebody's going to be because of how much momentum they have. Okay. And so yeah, I'll just do a straight 5, right? Helps if I don't push the ruler when I'm actually moving the guy.
Yeah. A good trick is to just pick up the vector
token.
marker, drop it down where you need it, and then just move the mech up. to
That's
that.
actually really smart. It would make movement so much easier. You're not having to worry about knocking things over. Yeah. You just,
that
just
one,
move
that
that
one
first.
came out of testing a bunch of versions where I knocked the mech over. So.
Oh no, it's a great idea. Okay. All right, so I slid forward here, and I also have to reduce my momentum down to 4. So Sean still has the higher momentum. So cleanup. Well, at the end we have cards out. Now I only played 3. I was going to ask you. Sean played 4 cards. So what are the consequences of that?
So each of you chooses 3 of the cards that are assigned to your mech to recover, and takes those back.
Oh.
Then you may take back as many more cards as you want. For the first card you take back, you take 1 strain to the part you took it back from. The second card you take back, you take 2 strain to the card you put it back from.
Oh.
The third, etc. So if you play out all your cards, you can get them all back, but you're going to really be putting your mech through its paces.
I like that. I like that.
So basically, I'm going to grab 3,
Yep.
and then I'm going to put strain on the head.
All right.
Now, the cards only go on the actual body part, not on the upgrade,
Correct.
right?
They're
Okay.
always assigned to the inputs are always assigned to a part.
Okay.
And if a gear, one of the upgrades, has something that can use it, it basically is routing through the part. That's that
Okay.
question mark symbol.
All right, that makes sense. All right, so I only played 3, so I'm going to get all my cards back. No additional strain. Oh, so strain is really like a life cycle for that. Like if you work this too hard, then it's going to be going away. But if
Yeah.
you go nice and slow and don't overdo it, try not to min-max too much, you'll have more longevity.
And
But then you might get that part blown off anyway.
That's true.
Okay. So we're going to start another round. We've got to pick some cards. All right, so we're getting ready to start another round, or
Another burst.
Another burst. I had some questions because I think we might be wanting to shoot since we've moved around, and so I pulled out the upgrade here. So there's a couple of things about this one. So salvo 4d6. I imagine I'll be rolling 4 6-sided dice.
That's right.
In the equipped arc. So this guy is in basically my left hand for this gun, which is this side, and that arc is both my forward arc and my left arc.
Yep.
Indicated by the symbols here on the arm. So that's where they're at. Now, I have some questions. It looks like it's infinite range for this particular weapon. I'm assuming not every weapon will be infinite range.
Most ranged weapons probably will be infinite range to be able to fire. However,
I've got an optimal
there's
range.
an optimal range, and we'll talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, whereas melee weapons like this one is 4 inch.
Tend to be shorter range.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
some ranged weapons won't be infinite range, like if you had a harpoon gun or something.
Okay.
But most things that are firing bullets or lasers or some kind of
Okay.
thing, just because of the size of the table we're playing at as compared to the size of the mech,
Okay.
you can reasonably launch ordnance at each other from the start.
All right, I see. All right, so tell me about the ammo keyword here.
So that means it has 3 ammo. So anytime you roll a 1, you're going to start tracking its ammo.
Oh.
And when you hit, and so, you know, when you roll a 1, you'll reduce its ammo by 1. If you roll 3 ones, you'll reduce its ammo by 3, which means it'll be down to 0.
Okay. And then I might need to use reload.
And then you would need to use reload to fire it.
And I'm assuming if I do reload, I get 2 ammo back?
Correct.
Okay. So then there's optimal. What's the difference between an optimal shot versus a shot that's not optimal?
So a shot outside of optimal range, the damage is downgraded.
Oh.
And when you downgrade damage, it becomes strain.
Oh, okay. So we can still potentially blow that limb off if we get enough of it, but damage is obviously better.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's pretty hard to shoot limbs off at range, but what you really are doing is softening them up on the
Okay.
way in. The other thing is the defender has some control over where they're going to take damage, so especially strain, they can spread that out pretty well.
Oh, okay.
So you'll start to wear them down, but you're generally going to have to close to finish your opponent off.
You know, from a certain point, strain almost reminds me of like how shields work in certain other games too, where you can kind of spread them out a little bit, and once they're gone, they're gone. In some games, in other games, not.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we also have the keyword skew.
Yeah, so skew means
one?
that you have to reroll 1 successful hit if the arc you're firing in is not the arc with your momentum in it.
Oh,
So-
in this case, because I am running forward, I might have to re-roll 1 hit. Oh,
So if you want to fire without the penalty of skew, you're going to need to either contrive to have your front arc be facing Sean, or steer to get that momentum into another arc.
interesting. Okay, well, that gives me a lot to think about as we get ready to. I've got all my cards back since I only played 3, and I'm going to figure out which ones to play. All right, so I picked my cards. First one, you ready? Oh, you got 4 again. Okay. Well, you revealed your 5, which is your shoot, and I revealed my 2, which is my shield. So I am going to go first. And guess what? I'm picking up my shield. I think I'm going to break, reducing my momentum a little bit. But I will.
Shield. But with your shield.
With my shield,
Okay.
yeah. I'm just going to reduce my momentum by 1, but I have the shield up, so I'm hoping that if you shoot me, it's going to do something. I figured I'd go defensive on this one because I know you, and I know that you are very aggressive.
I'm shooting the giant fuel canister in the middle of the battlefield that you're next to.
All right, so we should take a look at that card probably.
Oh,
Sean reads the terrain cards.
Well, it's not fair that you get to read the terrain cards and I'm too busy not looking at the terrain cards. Okay,
So
volatile at 2. When it becomes ruined, each unit at 2 suffers 2 damage using the nearest point on its base as the strike point. You're gonna shoot. You're not even gonna shoot me. I put my shield up for nothing because you're blowing up the terrain.
Well, the shield will still probably help you here.
Maybe it will. I'm just disappointed because I expected bullets to be deflected right into my shield. Okay, so you're gonna shoot that. So he could still miss, right?
Yep.
So this is my.
All right.
What is my solid?
Now, Sean, let's roll. Not crazy roll, but let's roll right over here. Let's see if we can manage. We don't have a dedicated dice cam for
This
this.
is 5d6. So I'm shooting the solid round rifle.
Oh, so what does he need to hit on this? Is he need like 3-ups, 4-ups? What?
5s.
He needs 5s.
Oh, okay.
And do his 1s still also give him strain?
His 1s don't give him strain, but they do expend ammunition.
Oh, that's right. Wow.
Well, that's a pretty great roll.
Yeah.
But because I have skew 3 and it's not my arc, I do it to re-roll 3.
Yes.
He rolled 2 6s and a 5, which is what he always rolls against me in Age of Sigmar, by the way.
Oh no.
So no, he misses all of them.
All right.
So I suddenly feel very vindicated that and I'm like, oh crap.
And now I'm 2 down, 2 ammo.
Oh yeah. Or is
Yes.
the ones only on the initial roll, or does it also count those forced
Those
rerolls?
rerolls as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm down to 1.
So you got one ammo left.
Okay. So we're ready to move to our next card.
All right. Well, that was a good plan.
Yeah.
Blowing up the fuel station was smart.
All right. And now I've got 5. I'm going to shoot.
All right.
I just realized this is going to go to the same arm because my shield and my HMG are on. It's integrated. My shield is also my gun.
Sean has preempted you though
Yes.
with
I'm going to
a
steer.
1.
Oh yeah, you are going to steer.
So and it's not going to help me too much, but I'm going to steer and I'm going to put pips right there.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, and how much power did you have? You have 4, so you could do up to 4 pips. And the pips are these little markers on the base. I'm sorry. So That's pretty cool. Basically, every 2 pips is like a 45 degrees at the base. So, all right. So you're turning around, you're reorienting yourself. You're mad that you missed this thing, and he's turning around to face me. I'm like, uh-oh. This is where my robot says the equivalent of some kind of robot expletive, because he sees what's coming.
Well, there's a pilot in there who can swear.
Yeah.
Oh, but my pilot likes to make the robot do the facial expressions.
okay.
All tied to
Yeah.
or,
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, that's why he's doing so poorly right now, because he's so focused on the narrative of his robot. We have a 5, which is going to shoot. This is also going to go here, and we're going to go. I got 4d6 here, so I want to roll the big ones.
Oh.
Well, I'll do 2 green and 2 red. All right. So these now you are out of arc, because my frontal arc is kind of ending right over here. So you're in my side arc, which
And
I can still shoot.
I don't think the terrain gives cover. I don't think this gives cover.
Oh yeah,
At least I didn't
those?
see it.
It does not.
No, they're narrow enough where I can still.
There is, however, a chance you'll hit it with stray shots, but we'll get into that.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
okay.
So I'm basically firing around this. I'm going to move the camera around so we can get a little better angle of the shot as we come around here.
So you're firing from your left side,
Yes.
and let's see what the range of this attack is.
Okay.
So that looks like 11 inches, and it looks like you're going into the... Actually, you have your choice. You can go into the front or the left side.
I'll go into the left side, since I think that's a little more thematic. It makes more sense that I'd be hitting that side. So this doesn't give cover. So we're going to go ahead and roll. We have 4d6 now. He's out of arc, so skew 1 means I'll have to re-roll 1 hit. And am I still looking at 5s?
You're still looking at 5s.
Is 5s basically the standard?
5s is your default.
Okay. Re-roll it?
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
Sure.
We're gonna go back to our conversation about. Okay.
See, same
So I have to re-roll 1 of these.
Okay.
I'll re-roll this one. I should re-roll that one because 4, not quite. I do have 1, so I'm gonna lose an ammo.
Okay, but that is also a stray shot,
Oh.
and that stray shot is going to hit this.
All right. Does it always hit terrain?
It hits any object that is of the same size or larger and intervening in the path of the shot. And
Oh.
since you were drawing a line of sight through, actually, wait, were you? Let's see if you're clipping that.
I believe
corner.
I'm clipping it. I believe it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're definitely clipping that.
Yeah,
corner.
definitely. The
All right, so
camera doesn't lie.
One of your stray bullets goes into the leaking fuel tank. Now, how much strain is the leaking fuel tank able to take?
It says 1 strain.
So it's going to blow up then.
Is it gonna blow up?
It is going to blow
So
up.
so my guy was relieved that you missed this tank, and when I shot you back, my own shot hit. Now, is there timing? Do I hit him first, or does all of this happen at the same time?
So this stray shots are last, I believe.
Okay.
So we're going to resolve your hit against him first.
Okay, so I was shooting the side. I got 1 damage through. So
So you've got 1 damage incoming.
Okay.
And nothing's downgrading this damage, so it's going to be damage. So you're going to have to pick a part and flip it. And it has to be a part that has the left arc as one of the
I
one
like
of these
that.
things here.
I like that a lot.
So it's going to have to be something on your left side or the torso. Don't do the torso. Never pick the torso first.
so is either his left leg gets flipped over or his left
Does that
arm
strain
gets
still
flipped
say
over?
on the leg?
The strain is now clear.
Okay.
Oh,
Strain is cleared by damage.
okay, that makes sense. So yeah, you might as well pick something that was already at strain. Oh, okay, that's not so bad then. It's not so bad that you shot once. Yep. Oh, it doesn't even. It's not even that much of a feels bad. It could be a relief. I can now use this a little bit
Now,
more.
speaking of feels bads.
Okay, yeah.
So this blows up.
Speaking of feels bads, that should be the quote. Yeah. Speaking of feels bads, this blows up.
So this blows up. So
Okay.
now flip over that card if you would be so
The
kind.
leaking fuel tank, smoke cloud. Oh, volatile detonation. When this element becomes ruined, I'm assuming this is a damage symbol.
Yep.
Damage. Each unit at 2 suffers 2 damage. So I have to flip 2 cards. That's my left
but-
side.
You have a shield up.
But I have a
But
shield.
we're going to check the closest point to hitting you, which is definitely going to be your left side, hitting your left side.
Yeah.
Which
This
means
is where the shield is. It says guarded 3. When damage is assigned, downgrade 3 damage to each part per attack.
so if you choose to assign this damage to your arm,
Mm-hmm.
it will be downgraded, which will mean it becomes strain.
Oh, all right. Down, and I can downgrade up to 3.
Up to 3.
So I'm
you
gonna
only
get-
have 2 damage.
So I'm going to get 2 strain. Here's the problem. I already have 2 on here, so I'm going to get a strain already.
No, that's
Only
only
if you don't clear.
Oh, well.
only if you played more than 3 cards. So
But I
you're
have
good.
two. But I have two on the same arm.
That's
But,
okay.
but if you clear that, like remember how I basically cleared my leg and my
Okay, so I'm going to gain 2 strain on that. Okay, I have a feeling I'm going to get a 3rd strain anyway. You'll see why in a minute. Okay.
All right.
All right. So
All right,
last
so-
card for the burst.
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh yes. It's my wild. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So now, but I have a choice. I could do something else.
Yes.
I could say, you know what? Because of the strain, I don't want to shoot again because that gun is already lava hot.
Yes.
Right now, and in that case, when would I do it? Right now,
You
before
would do
we
that
resolve?
right now. As soon as you flip it up, you would say, "I'm canceling."
Or I could do something else.
Or
Or I
you
could do
assign
observe.
Something else.
Oh, I
Yeah.
could do observe.
You could observe.
And we can talk about what observe does. So I'm not going to cancel it. I'm going to look through this. I'm going to observe through the smoke cloud. Well, actually, you go first because you have the higher momentum.
I'm gonna shoot you again.
You're going to shoot me again. Actually, yeah.
But this time the smoke cloud's there, so that would be good.
Well, in this case,
What is this one?
since he's going first, I'll choose whether I want to observe or shoot
Six,
shoot again,
all
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I have
So
to re-roll these at least.
because of the smoke cloud, these are only going to be hitting on 60s.
Yep.
Oh, he rolls 6 as well, but not when he doesn't
Nah.
have his blue dice. Oh, I see
know.
2 1s there.
Oh, so my gun is at. What happens if you go over the ammo count?
You just run it.
Okay, so
you're
he's-
out of ammo.
I'm out of ammo, so I'm gonna put 3 there.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, so you're so it was a whiff shot. You're not as good. You're not so strong without your fancy blue dice. It's okay.
I should have told you to bring those.
He should have brought them.
No.
I know. All right. So I've got. Yeah. In this case, I'm gonna. Well, tell me about observe.
So observe lets you look at stuff on the battlefield, which is more useful in normal scenarios.
Okay.
In this duel scenario, actually, even in this duel scenario, there would be enigmas on the battlefield. That would be little interesting things. You know what? Let's just do an enigma for fun.
Okay. Show us like what it might be like. What, for example, would it have let me look at what the fuel tank would have done? So I would have been able to know that it was going to blow up.
Actually, that's public knowledge.
Okay.
But we do have token. Oh, go ahead.
All right, so we have a token out here. Now tell me, like, observe, I could get more information about this. And this is something that would be on the battlefield, like during a scenario, like, oh, these are mysterious things, or
So because you're exploring this space, the precipice that connects all these different worlds, there's all sorts of stuff in there. And so enigmas represent, all kinds of things you can encounter. So you might be searching to trying to find a particular thing, and these enigmas might have a chance to contain that.
Okay.
In the duel scenario, it tends to be more straightforward, just sort of an engagement like you were doing. But there would still be enigmas down in that because they can provide hazards or benefits potentially.
Okay.
So you're observing that. So go ahead and assign that part to your head.
all right, yeah. All right, that goes to my head.
All right. Now give me a 2d6 roll for the generic enigma table, and this table can change with missions.
I got a 7,
You got a 7.
which is pretty typical.
All right. So the 7 is odd noises. So you're gonna pick up that enigma,
Okay.
and you're going to place it somewhere between 8 and 12 inches away from its current position, and
Oh.
it can't be on top of any max.
Well, I already picked it up, so it was up here in the air
Yeah.
when I was holding. So
you'll
6
drop just
horizontal inches,
yeah,
not like
horizontal.
directly. I'm such a silly goose. All right, the dad jokes are.
So in this particular case, that enigma just sort of
I'm going to put it closer to him just in case it ends
Ah.
up being something bad.
yeah.
If it's spirits from the nether or Cthulhu kind of creeping madness.
Yeah, so, well, there might be something with that because that is now going to get revealed at the end of the round by Sean.
Oh no.
Oh. Well, so observe was pretty good. I was keeping me aware of the battlefield. Like, hey, I want to steer clear of these Lovecraftian terrors that might be.
On the other side of that smoke, you hear something dreadful.
Oh, love it. Okay, very cool. All right, and I think and we're going to move to the end. I'm going to take 3 cards off. I'm not going to gain any additional strain.
Correct.
And Sean is going to gain a little extra strain. Does that
Or you
cause?
can leave a card out.
You could.
If there's one you don't think you'll want back next turn, you can just leave it out. Leave it on cooldown.
Ah. Now, does that mean that the limb is not usable, or just that card is
Just
not
that
usable?
card is not usable.
All right, so we're doing momentum at the end of the round while we plan our stuff. I'll be moving up 3. He's going to be moving 5 this way, and he's going to cross over that, right? So tell us what happens.
All right, so roll me that 2d6 again.
6.
All right, 6 this time. So this time it is going to be, funnily enough, it is smoke. It is a 1-inch smoke cloud terrain element, and there's a stat line for that.
Oh, cool. But I'm gonna be like.
So you move past it without harm to you.
Yeah,
So it
okay.
turns out on the other side of the smoke,
more
there is
smoke.
more smoke. Where there's smoke, there's more smoke.
It's all like my bullets, like in case it's got.
Oh, we're fighting on April 20th. That's the date. That explains all of the smoke. I finally checked the chronometer
Yes,
for the
yes,
void,
yes.
and it's finally synchronized,
Yes,
and
yes.
now we understand. All right, so I'm ready to flip over the first one. A 2. I'm picking up my shield one more time.
I'm gonna try to shoot you with my machine gun this time.
All right, but I've got the shield in place. Actually,
You
are we
could have
within
left
4
me-
inches?
Yes.
Because
I think so. Wait, hold on. Let's check.
Yeah,
Might be just out.
Because if not, then I'm going to break.
Let's see. Where did I put the tape measure? I pocketed it.
Ah.
Classic.
I think.
It's real close.
Oh, I'll be out of optimal range.
Out of Optimus Prime. Oh no!
All right. Well, here's a cool trick. We know that your base starts here. So if you move the mech, because
Okay.
we know.
Oh,
or
wait, not that
move the
mech.
other mech.
Yeah, gotcha.
I'm going to place it back to turbulence.
Oh, that's
We're just
so
out.
close.
We're
I think
just
we were
out.
just out.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, yes, then I'm going to shield up.
All right. So I'm just gonna aim with the optimal range means it means affects skew, right?
Optimal range actually means that all the damage is going to be downgraded. So actually, because of the shield, this may not matter that much.
Okay, cool. So 5s.
You should have just moved in closer.
Don't even worry about
Oh,
it.
you missed.
I got another ammo.
Okay.
All the smoke in the air.
All right. So I was going to use my sledge with these two. However, this one had to come first, right? Yeah. So this one would have come first for the next one. Go ahead. And you have a 3, so you're going to go first. I'm not going to be in range to use my sledge because it's also 4 inches. But I can, knowing that, I can then assign this to a different weapon, right?
Correct.
Okay. But yeah, you get to
Can I
go.
just run him over?
I guess going.
You absolutely can.
Yeah. So I'm gonna assign to this leg, so that way I can get 5. Basically, I'm just gonna slam into you. Is my goal.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. Slam into it. Because then when it comes my turn, then I can add this to it to do so I
Correct.
can melee back. I thought he was going to charge into me, and that's why I queued up melee.
Yeah, and it was a
Well, I
good.
thought you were gonna charge into me. That's why I queued up melee second.
no, I thought you were going to charge into me.
Yeah, I thought I'd guessed each
So
other.
does it end right there? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's-
so you stop right there because that's as far as you can go. You're now in a all right, if there isn't space to fit the token between you, you're now in a crash.
Okay.
So because you're both touching the token, you have crashed.
And I would have at 5. I'd have 9 momentum.
So it caps out at 6.
Okay,
that's
so that's 6 momentum.
Okay, so we're gonna do a quick calculation. So this is which arc are you hitting him in? That is the side arc from the look of it.
Left side. Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah.
this is going to be so there are several different types of crash. This is so if you'd been hitting him in the front arc, this would be a head-on or full-on crash. This is a perpendicular.
All right.
So you slam it into me from the side.
Okay, so we've got a crash. Crashes are fun, so we're going to be playing around a bit with momentum. So because this is a perpendicular crash, we're going to do 2 things simultaneously. First, we're going to determine each of your kinetic arcs. Your kinetic arc is the arc opposite the one involved in the crash. So for you, it's the rear arc.
Okay.
For
me,
you,
it's this side.
It's that side.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, is he going to push me into the terrain?
Your kinetic arc is assigned momentum equal to his size, which is 3. So put down a 3 in your rear arc. Now, momentum can't exist in multiple arcs simultaneously for very long.
Yeah.
So that's about to get resolved, but we'll put that there to note that. You are going to get momentum in your kinetic arc equal to, it's going to be 6 because it's his size, which is 3, plus his momentum.
But capping at 6.
At 6.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to equalize momentum. So to equalize momentum, we're going to subtract the smaller number from the bigger number.
Okay. So you're going to end up with 3 in your forward arc then?
Yep.
Okay.
and you're going to take 3 strain.
But he can put those
You
anywhere
put that
on that
strain
side?
anywhere. Anywhere in the
In your front.
in the front. So pretty much anywhere.
Okay.
And you don't have to put it all in one place either. You can spread that strain out.
That's pretty smart. All right, so charging in can be a smart thing to
You
do.
can.
2 there.
Okay. And now I have 2 here that's going to go away. That's going to bring this down to 4 and the other way. So at the end of the round, I'll get pushed back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, when momentum is resolved, you're going to get pushed back. And when you get pushed back, if you don't change anything, you're going to collide with this building.
Oh, I might. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
So the other thing to note is because your vector arcs actually changed too. So now you're allowed to place that anywhere in that arc.
Oh. And it's the side. Oh, I'm going to
So
actually...
you can place it. You get a little bit of
I was right there.
wiggle. So you
I was
can try
gonna-
to place it so that you don't get pushed into the building.
Yeah. I'm going to see if that works. That's just barely to that side. Oh, yeah, we put it on the token.
The die on
Okay.
there.
Okay.
All right. So
Did he take any damage or no?
you take 4 strain. Or
4
sorry,
strain.
you take. Wait, you're subtract the bigger
would-
and smaller. So you would take. You're gonna take.
2 went away, so I lost 2.
Yeah. So you had 6 and 2, right?
Yes. Yeah, I had...
Yeah. So you
I had,
get.
yeah,
Oh, so
6.
you have-
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2 went away. So you ended up with 2 strain. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because all of that. So if I was standing still, I'd get less strain because I can absorb that momentum without
Correct.
having to go the opposite direction. So going slower was better for me getting rammed.
Yes.
As opposed to if we were running directly into each other,
Yeah.
that would be disastrous for both.
Yes, exactly. Well, head-on collisions are also especially bad. They have a slightly different resolution. It's worse.
Okay, I'm gonna put the 2 on my head.
All right. So you slam.
So your momentum is a 4 now?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
because you hit me really hard. You hit me at a 6.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So Tim, what would you like to do with that?
This one I'm going to turn it into a double.
All right.
Which is both going on my pneumatic sledge on my right arm.
All right.
And we've got 1 plus power D6.
All right.
In this case, it looks like 4, so that's gonna be 5d6 in arc at range 4.
Yep.
And he is just barely in my front arc, so
Yep.
I'm gonna roll 5d6. I'm gonna roll.
Is melee a different dice? Like accuracy? Like, is it all
It's,
Still 5s?
it's 5s by default.
Okay, gotcha.
But I also have slam 2. For each damage dealt, add +1 to kinetic arc. Oh, so I can potentially throw him. I could slow his stuff back, and all right. When that would do more damage also if it.
If he has to equalize momentum, that'll put strain on it.
Oh, it was strain, not damage. Yeah, I'm getting damage and strain mixed up a little bit. Okay, so let's see what I hit here. We got 2.
All right.
All right, so that's 2. That's 2 damage.
So yeah, that's just 2 damage. So you're gonna have to pick 2 parts and damage them.
Oh boy. You're almost. Yeah. I got his head, his arm, and his leg all on that side, all damaged. I don't think there's much left to you. And now,
Well, I'm gonna hit back.
well, hold on. I've got to resolve this too. For each damage dealt, add 1 to kinetic arc. So that means 2 on this other side, which is going to reduce your forward to 1, but that's going to be 2 more strain that you have to take.
That is true.
Okay. Oh, cool. But the parts.
I'm like a master at this rule system already. I'm getting it.
You're
put that in
getting
the
it.
You know, initially I thought it was a little crunchy, but it's really like just playing through it. It's all making sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same back to you.
Oh, you have another one?
I have a pincer.
Okay.
Ooh, all right.
All right.
Ready, set, go.
Alright, so same thing, melee plus the d6 power.
Okay. Hold on. Let me do a Qui-Gon Jinn sort of manipulation of your dice here.
So crush when attacking a smaller, lower, or collapsed target, which you not these. That doesn't matter.
okay.
but
We're both size 3s for the
I do
purposes
have
of this
precise, so my 6s are precision hits.
Yes. So that means you can choose to, if you get
demo.
any.
Oh, that one's cocked. That one's yeah. All right. So you got a 6.
All right.
So he gets to pick what card gets flipped. I'm guessing?
So the way a precision hit works, let me quote you chapter and verse here.
It would be really cool if he ripped the pilot out of my chest and took a bite out of it.
Can't do that
Not
at
just
the
yet.
moment. Although, when we do the kaiju faction,
That's cool.
maybe then you could eat pilots to
Yeah.
regain health or something like that. What was that old video game?
Oh,
Rampage?
Rampage.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
thought the same thing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I vividly remember that.
That's
Oh,
okay.
I
Lizzie Ralphin.
Did you also does that also apply kinetic momentum stuff to me?
No.
Okay, so you're a different weapon.
Yeah, that's a property
Okay.
of Slam, and this is a property of Precise.
All right, so the 6 is a precise hit. He can pick which piece gets damaged on me, or he can target one of my pieces of gear, like that pneumatic sledge, and then then it's completely gone. And since this guy is magnetized, we could just take it off, and it'd be gone. Alternatively, you could go for my core, damaging my core. If you think you could attack twice, once the core has been damaged, if it gets damaged again, or if any section gets damaged again, what happens to it, Max?
Hey, it's destroyed.
So if my core is destroyed, my mech is dead.
Your mech is gone, and your pilot's not in a good way either.
Okay.
Now, if your core gets damaged, you could decide you'd had enough and decide to have your pilot bail out.
Okay.
And then we put down a pilot token, and you'd move your pilot around with those input cards instead of your mech.
Then we're playing whack-a-mole.
And then I'm looking for then I'm playing Titanfall, looking
Yeah.
for another mech to go jump into.
that's fair.
That is really cool, and I mean I think that's a good place to kind of stop the demo for right now. But it feels like this is open-ended enough that you can do so many things with it. And this is just we only had a handful of cards to play with. I can't wait to see more. Could people look for what can people expect to learn more?
So you'll want to go to the Wild Plum Games website.
Okay.
There'll be a link.
We'll have a link. We'll put a link in the description below.
And we've got a webpage for the Precipice Alpha, which you can download and play for free today. You've got all these resources. You can see all the graphic design by yours truly. Part of the beta, which we're moving towards, is on our timeline. You'll be able to see it will be hiring an actual graphic designer to make this all look good. But I really want people to have an insight into my process and kind of get to see the game come together from like
Wonderful.
these early kind of rough stages into something that is good.
Well, thank you so much, Max. I will talk to you guys later. We'll definitely be, talking more about it. Make sure you follow along, and we'll bring you the latest and greatest when it becomes available. To everybody else watching, big thanks, and may the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all, and always wash your socks.